Welcome back, everybody, to another mystery game review. Now, I have to say mystery game because, as you can see, this is not a Clue product like I usually like to do our reviews on. This is a new game from Parker Brothers. Now, Parker Brothers we haven't seen in a while. Parker Brothers used to be the original distributor of the Clue board game. But when Hasbro took it over, Parker Brothers sort of disappeared, but it is making a comeback now in the discount board game arena. As you can see, I purchased this game from Big Lots for $5. I did get a tip-off at my website, theartofmurder.com, that this game was being sold in the Dollar General store and then more recently here at the Big Lots, but certainly you can probably find it in the discount retailer near you. Now, this is clearly a knockoff of the Clue board game. On the back, we can see a depiction of a house layout, just like you'd see in the Clue game. And it tells us the character names down here. We have Madame Ruby, that's clearly Miss Scarlet, General Umber, Colonel Mustard, Miss Azul, Mrs. Peacock, Mr. Pine, Mr. Green, Sir Ube, Professor Plum, and Dr. Rose. Now, Dr. Rose is now representing Dr. Orchid, who has taken the place of Mrs. White in the current Clue games. So I thought we would unbox this together. I have not seen the inside of this game yet. I'm very excited to see what the comparison is. So let's do that together. Now, I did, just for ease of video purposes, I've removed the tape so we can open up the box. Now, offhand, we can see that this box is very thin. It's very flimsy. It is clearly a discount product, but is it worth it? Offhand, I'm not sure. I paid $5 for this game. However, you can get the Clue game as low as $7 or $8 when it's on sale. So are you really getting much of a deal for $5? I'm not so sure. All right. Here are the contents. All right, I've pulled out the contents. We have some tiny little cards. Now, looking at the box, I guess these are, proportional to the game board, which is the size of the box, which for some reason I thought would fold out and be slightly larger than it is, but is not. We'll come back. We'll open these in a minute. We have some playing tokens here. Clearly there are 4 player tokens and a red die. Now this surprises me a lot. We have the instruction sheet, which appears to be a front and a back. I like this little graphic of General Umber with his knife there. And the detective notepads here, they are perforated, so clearly we can bend them and pull them apart. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 double-sided notepads. It's not a notepad, it's just a piece of paper. And the instruction sheet. We're going to review this here in a moment just to see what the comparisons are to the Clue game. This is the back of the game board. As you can see, we have some descriptions of the suspects, so I'm kind of eager to read these. Let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, here we have Madame Ruby. She is as elegant as she is cold. Madame Ruby enjoys the finer things in life. Was there some threat that drove her to dirty her hands with one of these weapons? I do find it a little, perhaps, unlikely that she's wielding such a large, heavy wrench, but okay, let's move on. General Umber. General Matthias Umber is a hero by any measure, but there's something sinister behind his hard-won wisdom. Could he be hiding a terrible secret? Miss Azul. She's a mystery in her own right. Miss Azul may look innocent, but her eyes dart from suspect to suspect. Is she playing it safe or picking her next victim? Mr. Pine. They call him the Hunter, but he is little more than a scoundrel. Mr. Pine's always gotten by on his good looks and suave ways, but is his luck running out? Sir Ube. Charismatic, but shy and awkward. Sir Ube is an academic, more comfortable in his research than hanging around in a posh mansion. What's he doing there? And lastly, Dr. Rose. Dr. Rose is small of stature, but she's the life of any party. There's always been something dark behind her laughter. Is friendliness a facade for her true motives? So there are the suspects, each wielding a weapon. On the back is the game board. All right, let's see. It does sort of follow the typical clue progression. We have a hall or an entrance in this case, and it does go around. Here we have a kitchen. Now, the kitchen would normally be, in this position. So that is a sitting room, which would normally be the lounge in the clue game. So those are kind of swapped. But we have kitchen, dining room, as you would find it in the clue game, the sitting room, which again should be the lounge, a theater room that would normally be a ballroom, a garden room in place of the conservatory. Now here would normally be two separated rooms. They've combined them together. We would have the billiard room and the library, but instead we have a master bedroom and a spare bedroom. And then here we have the game room instead of a study. Let's go and take a closer look at these rooms. There's the entrance. The kitchen. The dining room. Sitting room. Theater room. Garden room. The master bedroom and spare bedroom. And the game room. In the center of the board is just a mystery game logo square. In the clue game you might find a staircase here, but this is a one-floor mansion with 4 playing characters that are going to start in 4 separate locations. Now, one interesting thing about this is we have, instead of squares around the clue board, we have circles, and there are clearly not a whole lot of them between the rooms. So traveling between the rooms looks like it's going to be pretty easy. And offhand, it looks like the yellow character just needs 2 to get in, green 2 to get in. So pretty much all of, well, actually, okay, I've already found a problem. The yellow, the green, and the blue characters only take 2 moves to get into a room. The red, it looks like this might have been drawn incorrectly. It's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to get into the game room, 1, 2, 3, 4 to get into the spare room, 1, 2, 3, 4 to get into the entrance. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for him. Looks like 4 will get you into a variety of rooms with each of the suspects. But I don't know why red is given a disadvantage. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the clue cards and find out what the weapons are. All right, so looks like these are kind of all stuck together, but let's go ahead and look at the weapons. We have a hammer. Actually, these are in no particular order, so we're going to look at the suspects, weapons, and rooms all at once. I'm not sure how I feel about the characters being depicted with weapons. Dining room. Just going to move these out of frame a little bit. Hopefully it won't take as long to focus on these. All right, here we have the spare bedroom. The golf club. Dr. Rose. Miss Azul. It is interesting, Dr. Rose and Dr. Orchid are both flowers, and Sir Ube and Professor Plum are both plants. I don't know if ube is a fruit. It's some sort of plant. Vulvar. Butcher knife. Sir Ube. The entrance. Garden room. The wrench. Cast iron pan. Mr. Pine. The game room, certainly much more modern than the billiard room. Theater room. Theaters, in some depictions of the ballroom, they do have a stage that's kind of like a theater. Oh, okay. So these are the weapon tokens. And the suspect tokens. And we missed the sitting room card. There is the back. This is a copyright 2017 by Hasbro. And lastly, we have the instruction sheet here. Let's see, the object of the game is to be the first detective to correctly identify who did it, where, and with what weapon. Well, that sounds awfully familiar. So, glancing through the directions here, you pick a disc, you place it on the corresponding tile, you shuffle just like you do in Clue all the cards. Everyone gets a mystery sheet. The youngest player goes first. You roll the die, move that number of spaces. You may share the same space as another player. That's a difference from Clue. Entering and leaving a room. When you enter a magnifying glass space, your move ends and you can now make a suggestion. So far, so good. I was kind of wondering, however, if the first player would be the red token. That's why maybe they had a disadvantage, but clearly not. Making a suggestion. Choose a suspect token, a weapon token to move to that room, and then suggest the murder was committed by the suspect with the weapon in the room that you're in, just like in Clue. And then, let's see. Just like Clue, after you make a suggestion, you must question the other detectives. Let's see, beginning with the player on your left, ask players one by one if they hold any of the cards. Any player who has one of the suggested cards must show it to you in secret. They only need to show you one. And continue, looks like, let's see. Once one player has shown you a card, your suggestion is over, and the other players do not need to show you their cards. That's a confused rule in Clue very often. And then when you're sure you know who did it, you may make an accusation at the end of your turn, just like in Clue. You do not have to be in the room where you think the crime was committed. And there we go. Looks like that is pretty much the exact same rules as Clue. And there we go. Solving the mystery game takes time, patience, and a keen eye on your suspects. Good luck, detectives. Not sure why one of your suspects here would be wishing you luck, considering he may be the one that did it. These are the note cards. And that's it. That is Parker Brothers Mystery. Now notice they just have mystery written here, not mystery game like they have on the box. So, if you are looking for a cheaper alternative to the already cheap Clue game, give Mystery Game by Parker Brothers a shot. You'll find it at your local discount store. That does it for today. Make sure you stay tuned for other Clue game reviews, or as in this case, mystery game reviews. And I'll see you then.